Okay, so I'm going to start off talking about this new protein powder that Ballerina Farms just started advertising, and this is for entertainment purposes only. All of this is just my opinion, and it's all allegedly. This protein powder is almost $70 for 28 grams. It comes in a bag. Unless this bag is some kind of fancy biodegradable material, which it may be, but I am not aware of that. It is so expensive. Most protein powder in that price point, most protein powder for half that price point is in a canister. And one of the first comments on the shorts about this protein powder was a woman praising the product, but she said the packaging is bad. And Hannah had hearted everybody else's comments. And I found this interesting because, in my opinion, it's just too big to fail. These people, the ultra wealthy or like ultra mega corporations, are just too big to fail. She's not going to have the same customer service that a lot of us would have, and at least have the heart to say, thank you for the feedback. Thank you for your input. But in my opinion, they probably cut corners as much as they could to get as high of a profit margin as possible. And that is also why maybe it's not more organic. It is not labeled organic. And to be labeled an organic product, something has to have 70% at minimum organic ingredients. And there are several ingredients that are organic, but not every organic that could, I'm sorry, every ingredient that could be is organic in this product. Thought that was interesting. You're gonna sell it for upwards of 70 bucks, but you can't go the extra mile. Maybe it's for reasons that are out of their control. The collagen and the colostrum doesn't have grass-fed or organic or anything. It just says collagen and just colostrum. And I could be wrong, but I wonder where it is sourced from, or if it could be just any collagen. It does say grass-fed whey. That is the first ingredient. And grass-fed whey is expensive. Grass-fed whey is one of the more expensive sources of protein. However, a few ingredients down is organic hemp protein. Plant-based protein can be some people's choice, but for a lot of people, it's very hard to digest, and that might be why they added the chicory root inulin in it too, because all of that hemp protein, I'm not sure the percentage, but it could be as much as like 50%, like in my opinion, that it's so much other ingredients rather than the whey. In the colostrum, yes, is it another pricey ingredient, but it's a second to last ingredient. And it probably is a good thing it's a second to last ingredient. Hi, Crazy Creator. Hi, Lloyd. Hi, Just Tycho. Sorry, I'm like right in my light. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Let me know how you're doing. So we're talking about this protein powder that Ballerina Farms just came out with. In my opinion, supposedly, allegedly, it's way too overpriced. Some of the ingredients are pricier that are in it. However, in my opinion, it's probably filled with a lot of what is very cheap, which is organic hemp protein powder. That's probably one of the cheapest protein supplements out there. And it's good, but it's hard for a lot of people to digest, hence the chicory root inulin. Go ahead, you can ask me any questions. Name a car for an edit. Oh, geez. Mitsubishi Eclipse. That's kind of old school. So, if you don't know anything about colostrum, it has a lot of growth hormone in it. So, you don't want to take colostrum as a supplement year round or large quantities of it. So, that's best for. I really do appreciate all the comments in the chat if I don't acknowledge them. I really appreciate you helping get my video in the algorithm. It really helps, even if you troll. So, Um, I don't know why they didn't go the extra mile and go organic, but I think for this price point, it should be a little bit more organic. It should be in a plastic container. She says during the shorts advertising for it, and I did try to make an edited video, but I could not get it to upload. I don't know. It's a new app I was using. I'm going to make a shorts about this. But she says that one of her favorite things to do is to go squirt milk straight from the udder into her drink. Like, we all know that you don't do that, girl. We know that that's not one of your favorite things to do. It makes absolutely no sense when you have a house full of kids and probably gallons of milk in your fridge to walk out to your cow. You have to clean the udder off before you milk it. And she's acting like an exhausted woman. I know they expressed that she is in bed with exhaustion for up to a week. I have no idea what that is on it. I'm sorry. Is Nitro Tech a brand of protein powder? But Once again, I just wanted to say voting with your dollar is the best thing that we can do with our money. If, of course, not always. Sometimes you have to pay the electric company or what have you, corporations that you'd rather not. But if we could all be a little bit smarter and quit giving our money to people that already hoard wealth and resources, we'd all be better off. And you'd be better off going to your local farmer, getting that RAW milk from them and getting that whole superfood rather than this dehydrated, processed, and broken down and like overly priced version of it. And forming a relationship with your farmer would be better. It would be nice to see people like her encourage that because, in my opinion, I know this might come off as hateful. It's not envious, even though she definitely has a picturesque lifestyle. That's why I don't understand why she has to go the extra mile and lie about things like squirting milk from the cow's udder is one of her favorite things to do in her drinks. I think that one of the pitfalls of our society right now is that we do idolize people like her. We do put them on a pedestal. We do give them our hard earned money. And one of the ways we can change things right now in our economy as a whole is to vote with our dollars. And that bleeds over into other YouTubers and wannabe prophets, people like Titus. There's a lot of activity still on the videos that I've made about him. And I just wanted to say that idolatry is anything that takes place of God, anything you pursue above God is an idol. Could God ask you to take something out of your life? Yes or no? If the answer to you automatically is no, then that's something you idolize, and that's not good. We shouldn't be idolizing anything, especially people. There's way too many people that have idolized a man who was supposedly pure of heart. That is why they idolized him. And instead of realizing that we are all human beings and most of us do falter, that they shoot the messenger. There's been slow down a bit. Well, no, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I always talk fast like this. I'm really not that worked up. Of course, I'm trying to be more animated because I think it's boring when I act like a robot and talk like a robot and just like read off a script. But I did want to say this that the more people we can stop idolizing and stop looking up to, the best, because expectation is the root of all heartache. And I do appreciate that Titus and his team have taken it upon themselves to stop showing horses in his videos because they know that he admitted to doing what he did. There's several people that want to, like right now, my comments is literally full. There's like 12 notifications of the same person that's like sticking up for Titus that like is trying to get me to back down, trying to say over and over and over repeatedly. It only makes me want to talk about it more because I realize there's people like you in the world that really think that I'm the person that's in the wrong, that they can talk all they want about this court case and Jeff and everything going on in court if they're asking people for money on their channel. But I repeat the things that they say on their channel and I'm the one that's in the wrong. Like how does that logically make any sense? There was a comment from Stephanie's YouTube, at least, and she put words in my mouth and said, I said Titus encouraged her to move with him. I never said that. I never said Titus encouraged Stephanie to move with him. It was always known and said by your own mouths that you reached out to him before he even knew who you were and was asking if you could reside with his parents before you even moved to Kentucky. So, no, I never said that. Yeah, I just want to touch upon the fact that there's a lot of false idols on YouTube, and Titus is not the only person I intend on covering, but the people that are trying to intimidate me when he is the one who abused animals and traumatized a child, had a child present. I barely talked about that because I did not see the court testimony myself, but there there's a no contact order for a reason. I saw the judge say these are the reasons why. She mentioned the horses and she mentioned his indecency around children in one way or the other. And these are things that should be known. These are things I would want to know about my own neighbor if that was public information, especially if they were trying to be a martyr of some sorts, of trying to be spiritual guide for some people. Another comment I saw on another lady's video, a woman who made a video about Titus recently showed up on my feed, and she had made one before last year that got like a lot of views. And I saw one comment that just stood out to me where somebody said they wanted to visit Titus, they offered to volunteer, and it was a woman, and they said, you can come worship in whatever clothes you want to wear, but if you're going to work, like volunteer, you must wear a dress. And that I wanted to speak on that. One part of the oppression I see in these communities, I'm around a lot of Amish people. It makes me sad when I see a woman working in a long dress. I don't think that's many women's preference. Think about working in a skirt. I've seen people plowing, using horse-drawn plows, and seen people weed whacking. I guess those are Mennonites. I've seen people doing things, starting fires that just don't even seem safe in skirts. And to tell a woman you can only volunteer your labor here if you put on a long skirt just it shows how backwards his mentality is. And you're going to have the preference. You're going to try to tell somebody they must wear a long skirt with your past and your background, and people are going to take that seriously. I thought that might seem a little picky to some people, but that's one thing I feel so bad for people that are that oppressed, that they're told what they have to wear their whole entire lives. And it's these people that tend to fixate on things. Like one of my bigger YouTube videos before, about 5 years ago, a few thousand views, was Severage. If anybody remembers that, it was a guy, he's still out and about. He eats raw meat and advocates for eating raw meat. And it was the same thing. It's like these men circle around him and just idolize him. And it's really a sad thing. It's part of the crises going on with men all around the world right now because so many men don't have a foundation. They're not rooted. They don't have the male mentor that they should have had or male mentors. And then they latch on to people. And it's odd. They idolize them in a way that a young boy would idolize his father, in my opinion. And that's what's going on with so many people. And it is devastating to them when they figure out that this person that they were trying to latch onto and build some kind of foundation of their own psyche, and this is a person I'm going to look up to. This is my example. And that all falls apart. Like that must be hard, but it's life's lessons, something we have to learn. And it is biblical. Like you're not supposed to worship people. You're not supposed to even get to the point where you put them on that pedestal so they can disappoint you in such a way. And yes, he is just a person. He's also a person trying to fund his life, a whole new lifestyle off of people during an economy is this. Like, I don't watch all their content, but I haven't seen much about the hurricane victims. Right, you could say the same thing about me, but I barely have a platform. When I see people like Ballerina Farms trying to hawk this protein powder, not even talking about the hurricane victims, what's going on in our country right now. You see people that have the ability to fundraise tens of thousands of dollars, and then they just like, when other people really need sincere help, life or DEATH situations, it's, no talk about that. Do I know Aaron? Oh, that is something that I would like to say. Thank you for asking that, Martin. I do not know Aaron personally. I saw Aaron's videos like a week before I made my first video. I saw the court testimonies he uploaded. I did not watch all of them. I do not know Aaron. I have left one comment on one of his videos. He left one comment on one of mine. And that's the extent of our back and forth. And there's been some comments insinuating like I am Aaron. I don't know, that'd be some pretty good AI. I don't know Aaron. I am a married woman. I don't believe in being friends with people of the opposite sex like that. I would never form a relationship. I don't do I think Aaron is cute? No, I don't. I don't think anybody but my husband is cute. I'm only attracted to my husband, and I just kind of have blinders on. I've always been like that with whoever I was with. I'm loyal to a fault. What can I say? I don't look at other people that way. Everybody's like my brother to me or something, you know? And I think that's like just kind of it was kind of a weird thing to ask John, but it's kind of cute too. YouTube is about all the information we can learn is so great. It's such a great source. You can learn so much. You can learn about how to make your own protein powder, how to even source some of these things. You can learn how to be your own ballerina farm. Like if she inspires you, you can do everything she does. You could do it more than she does, really. Think about it. You could cook from scratch. You can actually do that every day. She does it once every 2 weeks. People that say, "Wow, look at her, all that work," the beauty pageant stuff, like, it just shows how much we objectify women. We look at women as objects, men and women both do it, it's been proven on brain scans, and no, it's not work. I'm sorry, I've known women that worked on their feet up until the day they gave birth, and going to a beauty pageant, I don't even think there was a talent competition from the gist I got, there wasn't even a talent competition. The most work she did was working out in the morning, and then she sat in a chair, had people do her nails, hair, and makeup, and talked, got dressed in pretty outfits and went and did Q&As and talked while she ate good food. And then people praise the heck out of that. Like, I get worked up because, like I said, I know women that worked on their feet till like the day they gave birth, they get praised less than that. It's just expected of them. It's just expected for us, the cogs of the wheels of society, to just do what we do and make all of society run. And the only reason why these people are even able to sell $28 of subpar protein powder for 70 plus dollars is because we idolize them and their lifestyle so freaking much. Once again, imagine a woman in a single wide trailer down the road putting this protein powder in a bag, 28 grams, $70. And her doing, you should see the shorts. I'm going to make a shorts on it and I'm going to title it, Hannah, are you okay, girl? Because she's acting like so exhausted, like she can't be bothered. She can't even put on chapstick. And this is like the advertisement. And I get it. It's like part of the shtick is this is like homey and it's not like a big production value, but it also is another slap in the face when you're trying to charge as much as you can for the protein powder. Do you think Aaron is right in some ways of rebuking Titus and exposing him about the situation going on with Titus ministry? Hi, VOR. So I want to say I don't watch a lot of Aaron's content. I haven't watched all of Aaron's content. He has a lot of content on this situation, and I'm not saying this in a catty way, but I don't have enough time to watch all of Aaron's content. It would be like overload, information overload for me. But I do appreciate all the information he has shared, and because of all the information he has shared, I have been able to put a lot of pieces together. But I I don't have a strong opinion on that. I think Aaron can do whatever he wants as long as he's not hurting himself or anybody else. So I would support him rebuking Titus's ministry in light of what Titus has done. People that want to stand up for him are the ones that need to be spoken to about the situation. I mean, like, there's a definite divide, and it's because of people who stick up for people like Titus. That's why there's so much abuse going on in religious institutions, and it's sincerely heartbreaking and really sad how life-shattering and heartbreaking and soul-shattering these situations are, and people just, like, turn the eye turn the other cheek because somebody said they were sorry to God. Have you seen the music videos on Skipper Jones' channel? Yes, John, actually, sorry. Don't make me laugh. Yes, I saw them. That's that guy is funny, and I can laugh at that. I know when I'm putting myself out there, there might be a music video of me one day like that, you know, and I would laugh at it. I would look at that like as a good thing that I'm gaining enough traction that people want to make fun of me and want to make reaction videos to me. Make all the comments you want. You're giving me more, like, you know, in the algorithm, and you comment obsessively on Titus's video, like you're gonna like bully me, like you're some kind of like Liberty Christian Seventh Day Adventist mafia members. Weird. Yeah, I think Aaron is right in some ways. He's a good man. Yeah, he does seem like he has good intentions. Hey, Hugo. My light is right by my screen, and that's why I'm all squinting, getting up close. We've been having a good weekend and enjoying the weather. Really, really great weather around here, and the leaves are starting to change. It's so beautiful. I think in about a week it will probably be at its peak here. And if you're anywhere near Kentucky, I would recommend trying to make a visit or anywhere near where the leaves are good for you. I know when I lived in Indiana, there was like one spot, Brown County, Indiana is a great spot to see the leaves change. And for all of you that the capital of Kentucky is Frankfort. I don't know who that is, Vishal. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. I will have to look that up. Is she Indian? So I think I've said everything I wanted to say about false idols. I know I was a little bit all over the place. As I said, I was trying to do a little edited version, a video on the Ballerina Farms protein. Oh, well, I would take that as a compliment then, Vishal. Thank you. There's very beautiful, lots of beautiful women over there in India. My grandpa actually lived in India for a few years. He did one of those programs where he taught English, and yeah, so I've gotten a lot of beautiful pictures and memorabilia from India, and even some cool comic books and stuff like that from him in his time there. He lived in several places. He lived in Africa. He was from Europe, and he lived in Africa, he lived in Vietnam, he lived in China. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was just Vietnam, not China. So anyways, once again, a good example of, somebody taught me religious freedom. He actually, became Hindu in his lifetime. He had a guru, and when my grandpa passed away, he had friends circling his bed chanting from the Bhagavad Gita, and that was his goodbye from this world, and he taught me that as long as you're a good person and you do unto others, you have good intentions, you will get good things. And he was a guide for many people. And some people probably idolized him. Why not? Like I just said, he's a great person. He was full of so much life and he started so many cool things like a bird judging competition. Before him, they only judged birds that were 3 years and up, and because of him, he got fledgling birds in a bird competition, and he judged roses. And I think about him, like, people don't do those things anymore because social media has corrupted us so much. It has made us shells of what we once were, me included. Like, we don't do the same. We don't interact the same. And that's part of why maybe a lot of people aren't as well off mentally as they could be because we need to get together and interact. And that is one reason why people love to worship together. You feel good when you're in a room with people. We're meant to do that more often than a lot of us do now. Of course, actually worshiping God is important as well. But I think that I've said everything and rambled as much as I want to. I just want to reiterate, I'm not trying to be self-righteous myself and say I'm a perfect person. Me and my marriage is not perfect by any way, shape, or form. But also, I'm not trying to guide anybody spiritually, start a house of prayer, or say that, I deserve people's anything. But I do appreciate everybody that's been giving me views, and I would like any comments, like ask me any questions. Um, well, I take that as a compliment, Hugo, right? My name is Lydia, and I just go by Lydia. Well, thank you, Vishal. That's very, very sweet. Yes, I miss my grandpa a lot, and he is definitely a huge influence on my life, especially my spirituality. And I really appreciate all of you guys. And if you, yes, Lydia, like Beetlejuice, Lydia. Yeah. If anybody has any questions, if you ever have a topic, like my channel's so small right now, I read every single comment. If you want me to talk about something, you have a question, like feel free to ask it. The worst I can do is say no. I'm very nice and respectful to everybody that's respectful to me. And it's like such a crazy time right now in our country and around the world. And I'd really like to be able to go live and have some more conversations. I will have a better script written next time. And right now I'm going to sign off, but I hope you guys have a good night. See ya.